Hey everybody, thanks for watching again. On this video you may notice something that's a little bit different. Everything is green. It kind of reminds me, and it probably reminds you too, of those old Apple computers. Remember that? How everything in them was all green, like they just had dark green and light green, but there were really no other colors. I bet you remember when computers came out and everything was kind of like that. They're just all shades of green. And then about the mid-late 80s, they came out with color computers. Remember that? I mean, they actually had more than just one color. Now, we already knew more colors existed, but we only could see one color on the old computers, which is green, on that particular type, the old Apple computers. Now, I want to compare that to the kingdom of heaven and seeing God, for instance. Have you ever thought that in heaven there are more colors than just the ones you see out there? I mean, I'm not talking about on this video more colors in green or more shades of green. I'm talking about like we have the colors on the rainbow, for instance, red, yellow, green, violet, blue, you know, all that colors. But have you ever thought that there's brand new colors in heaven that we've never seen before? For instance, if you were living in an Apple computer, all you would see is shades of green, right? How could you know what red is, or what purple is, or what yellow is, if all you could see is green? Does that make any sense? And what if there's new colors in heaven that no eye has ever seen before until we get there? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought that we are like in a type of Apple computer now in our real life, and surely we see lots and lots of colors, but what's beyond what we know now? Nobody knows but God and the people that are in heaven. And I also like to use this illustration to speak to the skeptics and the atheists. For instance, if you lived in a computer world, then all you would know is the stuff that's in the computer. But how could you explain to them the stuff that's outside a computer? It's like, picture you're a blind man. How do you describe colors to a blind man? How do you describe anything that can be seen to a blind man? He wouldn't understand it. So how do you explain heavenly things and God to a person who's never seen him or been there? That's why the Bible says that no eye has ever seen or no ear has ever heard of the stuff that's in heaven. And yeah, we get some descriptions of it in the Bible, talking about the streets of gold and all that kind of stuff. But that's because we can relate to that. So God told us about some of it. But there's about half the stuff he says is never been heard or seen before. And you can't explain it to a skeptic or an atheist, because it's just like trying to explain colors to a blind man. And as you see here, everything on me looks green. But if I pulled away the color filter that I'm using to make this video, you would see I do have a green jacket, but I also have a blue shirt. It's kind of like when I watched I Love Lucy. She'd always talk about having her red hair, but the way I saw it, it was always gray looking. So it was kind of strange to me hearing that she had red hair. So just because you can't see something or sense something doesn't mean it's not there. It could be just because you're living in an Apple computer and you need to get out of it. Well, that's my message for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and God bless.